Hello, hello friends. This is Grace here at the Comfy Nest with Grace, getting ready to show you some of the new products for the spring and summer for Chalk Couture. As you know, I am a Chalk Couture designer. I have been since October 2017. And I am so in love with these new paste colors, you guys. We've got some shimmers coming at us, more shimmer colors. This one is called, let's see, Shimmer Melon and Shimmer Splash, and that's a blue and like a really beautiful soft pink. I'm going to use these two on these heart cutouts. You can get these also on my Chalk site. All of the products I'm going to use today you can get on my Chalk site. I'm just going to showcase how to use them. I have some other colors shown here. This is Golden Hour. I just got these in the mail, you guys. Pistachio and Tulip. And these are some of the new colors for the spring summer line. I just thought I'd have them out to show you while I work on this project. So the cutouts are fantastic. We have some truck cutouts coming. These hearts have been available for a little while. When you get them, know that they stand up on their own, and they're two different sizes. So you can see one's smaller, one's bigger. Let me give you the actual size. In width, we've got about 6 inches, and height, I would say from top to bottom, it's 7. So the big one is about 6 by 7. Got an extra piece of tape here. And the little one, that's about 4.5 by 5.5 probably. Yep, 4.5 by, well, 5.25, excuse me. So that gives you the size difference. They're on a really pretty white palette board. You can design one side, you can design both sides, but these, you guys, these are great for tiered trays. Just wonderful. They're great all by themselves, just white, because they have this beautiful grainy palette board look, but you can also paint them. You can use them for mixed media projects. You can chalk on them, which is what I'm going to do today. I'm using this, the Heart Nose. It's a size C transfer. If you are new to Chalk Couture or to the Comfy Nest, I would love it if you'd say hello in the comments. I am going to be spending a little more time here on YouTube. It's kind of like a happy accident, as they say. I generally spend most of my time over on Facebook connecting with my followers there, but my Facebook account has been compromised. It has been hacked. I don't have any control over it. I can't even log into Facebook right now, which is really, really just really strange. And it's been a little stressful, I'm not going to lie. In the meantime, I'm making the best of it by making sure that I come over here to YouTube to make sure that my folks from over at Facebook can find me. I'm giving them all my YouTube channel, and providing new content over here so I can make connections with folks over here. So welcome to the Comfy Nest with Grace. Thanks for being here with me. I'm going to grab actually my transfer trimmers. These have a nice pointy edge and they're non-stick, which is great because I'm going to be cutting this silk screen transfer, which is adhesive. And so the transfer trimmers work really well with it. These are adhesive. When I'm done using it, I'm going to wash it with water. That's it. Just need some, water from the sink. Pretty easy. I usually wipe it off with a board eraser or like a soft cloth, and leave them laying sticky side up to dry overnight. And then I put them back on their backing to store them to be used again. Now, I like to keep my backing whole. So you can, and I used to cut through both the backing and the transfer at the same time. But now what I tend to do, because I like to keep this big transfer backing the original size, I've been pulling up the transfer and cutting it right on the backing. That way I can keep my backing the original size. And this one is called size C. So it's our medium. We have 2 sizes smaller, 2 sizes bigger than this. So it's the one right in the middle. It's the middle child. Size C transfer. It's 12 by 18. And this one, you can see it has multiple design elements. So each design element is a little bit smaller. What I love about these ones with multiple design elements is that you can really mix and match the words and the designs to create whatever you want on whatever you want. The pastes that I'll be using, the paste is a water and chalk formula that is erasable. So it will dry to the touch, goes on wet, dries to the touch, and then it won't come off unless you use water and a soft rag to wipe it off the surface that you put it on. Now, what kind of surface? You can chalk on almost anything, pretty much anything, but it will only be erasable on non-porous surfaces. So if you put it on wood, that's going to absorb the liquid. You're not going to be able to rub it off of that. But if you put it on a chalkboard, for example, here I have this one waiting to be redesigned. It was done for Christmas. This is one of the Aiden chalkboard. This is the one that's available in the kits. It's the one that new designers get. It's the one that is magnetic. This is a fabulous board. It's got a thick, chunky frame on it, and it's just fabulous. It's a fabulous chalkboard. This uses our size B transfers, and you can see this is metallic paste, a shimmer paste, and it dries to the touch. So this won't budge until I wet it. I'll just take a spray bottle of water and wet it and wipe it off, and then I'm ready to redesign on a chalkboard, because a chalkboard is non-porous. So things like a glass mirror chalkboard, you can erase it right off of. But on something like this that's wood and porous, you wouldn't necessarily erase it off of there. Okay, so I've got all my little parts cut out. I marked my backing to make sure that when I put these design elements back on, I put it on the right side, the correct side. I'm going to pull off the small heart, and it's really adhesive, you guys. It's really, really sticky. You'll get 8 to 12 uses out of each one of these transfers. I usually get more. Really just depends on how well you take care of them, how well you clean them when you're done with them. What I'm doing right now, this is called fuzzing. And we fuzz our transfers because they are so darn sticky when you get them. In order to be able to get them off of the surface that you put them on, it's a good idea to put a little bit of fuzz from the fuzzing cloth on the back of it. This fits perfectly, our little heart here. So I'm going to align it, and we're going to put these little arrows on here. So cute. Wait, I think you're in the way. Make it a little hard to get this on here correctly. All right, here we go. We're going to put this on. We're going to get these little arrow, and it's actually the tops of the arrows, right? The feathery part, the little feather parts. The bottom, the pointed part, we don't have. We just have the top part. So I'm going to do that one there with that. And then I was hoping that I would be able to fit on the other one, this follow your heart. So here's the thing. This is going to sit like this. Now you could put hangers on this and hang it straight this way. You know, you could put hangers on this, like glue them on or drill them in. It's thick, chunky wood. It's solid wood. You could drill some holes into this and drill in little hooks, eye hooks on here, whatever you want. But I'm making these for tiered tray or for a shelf sitter. It's going to sit like this. So I'm going to want my follow your heart to be positioned so that it can be read, you know, with this standing up, right? I'm going to want this that direction. So I've got to just be careful about the way I put it on there, and I'm hoping I'm going to fit this whole phrase, follow your heart, on here. We'll see. We'll see how we do. And actually, before I even do that, I'm going to use the paste to color this heart in. Here's my thought. If these two are together, they can be used together or separately, but if I use them together, right, and I have these next to each other, I was thinking I would paste this one blue, because all of this part that's white, that's the silk screen, right? That's the silk screen that I'm going to be pushing the paste through. So all the parts that are white right now are going to be whatever color I put on there. And I think I'm going to use this blue on there. So this is going to be blue and white. And then this one, I think I'm going to paint it with this. I'm going to try to paint it with the shimmer melon and then put the blue on top of it with follow your heart. Just because I really want to use this melon color. It's just beautiful. I just had my son come by. Hi, kiddo. Let me know he's home from school. Oh, look at that creamy dreamy. It's so beautiful. I'm going to use this to paint first. I'm just going to grab a regular paintbrush. Let me grab a nice soft paintbrush, and let's see if we can use this to paint this really pretty tint of color. I want to get some of the shimmer, and I was kind of thinking it wouldn't be like just like a perfect paint job. I kind of wanted it kind of like messy and abstract behind here. So I might have to do a couple of layers to get it to show a little deeper, but I want the edges to be kind of just scrappy looking. I don't want it to be a perfect paint job, as I said. So let's get this first coat on here. And then I'm going to try to put Follow Your Heart over this. So let's get this first coat on here. I don't want to waste. Look at all of that paste that's on this jar, this lid that, you know, this secure lid that was on for mailing purposes. It's like a little foam lid that's kind of adhered to the top of the jar. And I don't want to lose any of that product. So I'm going to squeeze it onto my, brush it onto my brush and then get it into my jar before I throw that lid out, because I don't want to lose any of that. Okay, so let's put that aside, wipe my hands. I'm going to take the blow dryer to this, and then we'll see about putting another coat. Actually, we can let that sit for a few more minutes while we go ahead and chalk this one. So same idea. These are brand new, just got them in the mail. I bet there's going to be a lot of product on the lid, and I don't want to lose any of that. So I'm going to use my squeegee. I don't want to use that squeegee. I'm going to use the small one, the mini, and I'm going to grab this product, this paste, and look at how much of it. Don't want to lose that, girls, guys and girls. That back in the paste pot to save it to use for other projects. Okay, that's done. Now look at that beautiful blue. It's such a pretty, I don't even know, it's not navy, it's not that dark. It's just such a beautiful blue, you guys. And it is a shimmer paste, so it has shimmer in it. Now all I need to do is push the paste through the silk screen onto my surface. It can be whatever surface you want. I'm using the cutout hearts from Chalk Couture. They are palette wood. They are thick and chunky. They stand up on their own as a shelf sitter. And they're not hollow. They're solid wood, you guys. I want to point that out because you can drill holes into it if you want to like get some kind of hanger on it, like like little eye hooks, like I said. Oh, what a beautiful color that is. So I'm just pushing the paste through the silk screen and onto my heart. And then any excess paste, I want to take it off of the surface. When I'm done, I want to take it off of the surface and put it back in the jar or reuse it to push through down here. We want to cover all the white part. Remember I said all of the part that showed white was going to be blue, so now it is. And now when I pull this back, all of those arrow sections, the tops of the arrows are going to show white. It's such a brilliant product line. Okay, I'm going to be using this blue again for the words on the next heart, but let's try to pull this back. This is the big reveal and see what we get. See, it's really sticky on there, guys. Even though I fuzzed it a couple of times, it's still incredibly sticky. I'm going to grab the point of my X-Acto, put it on one of the white parts here, and use it to hold down my heart. Oh, Lord, is that pretty? Isn't that? Oh, gosh, it's so pretty. Hang tight. I want to put this down somewhere because I can clean that in a minute. Oh, check it out, ladies. Check that out. I don't know if you can see any of the shimmer. It's so beautiful. And this will end up, I don't want to handle it too much because it's still wet and we want to give it time to set and dry before we handle it. But like my Santa example, once it's dry, it'll dry to the touch and it will not budge or move on you. So let's put this aside because I don't want to flub it up, although I'm admiring it greatly right now. I'm just going to stick it aside here. I'll put it down here so I don't muck it up. We'll go back to this guy. I don't know if you can see any of that shimmer. I hope you can. Not sure if you can. But this is dry, and I'd like to get this color to show up a little bit more so it's not so see-through, not so opaque. I want it to be, is that the right word? I want it to be darker. Anyway, I want the color to be darker. So adding that second coat, you can see it's almost like a peachy pink. So pretty. It's called Melon. And I'm doing a really messy coat on purpose. I want it to look messy. I don't want it to be perfect. I want it to look kind of abstract and messy. That's the look I'm going for. And I'm purposefully not getting the edges. I want to see those painted edges that look edgy and scrappy and mucked up looking. Okay, so I'm putting a lot more paste this time, and I'm brushing it on to get a nice thick coat. I don't want to see brush strokes though, so I'm being careful to try to avoid those brush strokes. Okay, we got to give that time. We might do a third coat here. I'm actually going to take the dryer to it to speed up that dry process. Now, I had a little, right here, like, you know, just a little more paste right there than I wanted. So let's see, I'm going to grab, normally I can do this, grab a wet wipe and just, I've already dried it some, but let's see if we can just wipe up a little bit of that. I've had pretty good luck with these boards, these palette board cutouts. If I have a little oops like that, I've had pretty good luck actually wiping it off, even though technically, because it's a board and it's porous, it shouldn't come off, but look at that. That was pretty successful for just wiping off that excess right there that I didn't want. And I just used a regular baby wipe for that, guys. All right, let's keep going with the dry time. And I guess while we're at it, we can put her right next to it. I just use an old hair dryer, you guys. I don't even have a heating tool, although Chalk Couture is coming out with a new one. It should be revealed soon, released soon. Isn't that just beautiful? I'm not going to put my finger on that. I don't know quite if it's dry yet. New paste formula, so I'm testing this out myself right now. Let's check this one. Yeah, that's pretty darn dry, actually. That one's pretty dry. I'm going to add one more little coat here because I want it to show up really well, this new Melon. So let's get one more thick coat of this on here, get more of that melon color showing. And then we are going to use the blue, I think it's called Splash, Shimmer Splash. We're going to use that for the wording on top of this. So the next thing to decide is, are we going to put some type of top coat in between this paste and the next paste? Now, the main reason I would want to do that, you guys, we're working with an adhesive, a very sticky adhesive transfer. And because it's very sticky adhesive, when I put it down on top of this newly painted paste, I'm afraid that the stickiness, the adhesive of the transfer, this one that I'm going to use, Follow Your Heart, that it will pull up my paste. So we're going to dry this and we're actually going to apply some wax to it. And that will protect my paste, my really pretty melon color from coming up. And it will also protect my transfer, the adhesive part of my transfer. So I think it's a good idea. Hey, we can get these both getting dried at the same time. Aren't they cute, you guys? Tell me what you think in the comments. I would love to know what you think. I would love to know if you've tried Chalk Couture before. I would love to know. Love to know what you think of it. Those of you who are loyal fans of Chalk Couture, give me a shout out. If you're a crafty chick from over on Facebook and you've made your way over, please give me a shout out. Let me know that you made your way. Oh gosh, it's so important to me that I can still connect with you all, one way or another. I've been beefing up my texting system and my email to make sure that you guys all know that at the very least, if all social media goes awry, you should be able to reach me through texting and email. So I'll put those links in this the description of this video so that if you want to get on either one of those services, you sure can. Okay, this is dry, and I gotta stand up on this stool to see. I'm gonna try to get you some view of that shimmer, although I don't know how successful I'll be. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. See that shimmer in the light? Oh my Lord, I love it. Okay, ladies, I'm back. I had a little interruption there. I apologize for that little blip in the video recording. Let's get this back on track. I'm back. We're gonna finish this up. This is now dry. This is now dry. Now, like I said, before we take our adhesive silk screen transfer and put it on here to get these words on here, I want to do something to protect both this beautiful paste color. And listen, this is a shimmer paste. It's called Melon. It's new. It has shimmer in it, and it's got, because it was painted on, it's got all this gorgeous texture. I'm a huge fan, you guys. You know me. If you know me, you know I love texture. I love using texture mediums. The way that painted on, because it's a paste, it painted on with some texture, and I'm loving that. So I want to protect that. So I'm going to use Chalk Couture Surface Wax. We're going to put a little bit of it on here and rub it in. That's going to give me a protective layer between this paste and the paste that I'm going to put on. It's especially going to protect the paste, this paint job that I put down already, and it's going to protect my transfer, the sticky side of my transfer, from getting all mucked up. Okay, so I usually use a brush, but I think I'm just gonna use my blue shop rag here. This is just a piece of a blue shop towel, and I'm just gonna apply this wax on here, surface wax. This surface wax comes in little tins. I've had this obviously since July. I opened it. And look at how much I have left, you guys. It lasts you a very long time. You don't need a ton of it. I actually probably took more than I should have here for this little job. But what you do is you're going to apply it on, make sure that it's fully coated, and then I go to a new place or grab a new rag, and you want to wipe off the excess. And there's a lot. I did put too much on here, but it's okay. We're going to wipe off the excess. And we're just going to keep wiping off the excess until it looks pretty clean. And then we're going to buff it a little bit, and then we'll be ready for that next transfer. But we do want to get off the excess. We don't want to have a goopy wax on there. Okay. I usually just throw these shop, when I'm done using them, I throw these little shop towels out. These are those big shop towels that you can get, and I usually cut them in quarters because I only ever need a little section at a time. So that's just because I'm such a frugal fanny. All right, there we go. Buffed in nicely. I'm mostly trying to protect this paint job. I used the paste, this new Shimmer Melon, trying to protect the paint job and trying to protect this sticky transfer from getting all mucked up. Now, placement wise, this is how this is going to sit, like this. If that was my countertop, like that's my straight line, that's how it's going to sit. So I want my words to show that way, right? I don't want to put my words this way. I want to put my words this way because that's going to be the position of the heart sitting on the shelf or on your tiered tray or wherever you use it. So I'm just fuzzing it a little bit more because it is uber sticky. It's brand new. As you use these over time, the stickiness will reduce a little bit with each use. So taking care of them well, making sure that you're doing the surface wax if necessary, making sure that you're cleaning them, make sure you don't leave them in a water soak for an extended period of time. Don't use a heat tool on your transfers because they are, they're sticky and you don't want to melt that stickiness. So making sure that you care for them well, you'll get more uses out of them. The better you take care of them, the more uses you'll get. So see what I want to do here. I want to I can see the edges of the heart through the transfer. I can see basically the placement, and I want this to sit on that melon color, and I want it to be somewhat centered. So I think that's where I want it. So I'm just going to push. I don't have to push the whole thing. I just need to push on the letters to make sure that they're adhered down really nicely, that I'm going to get good adhesion so that when I push this paste through the silk screen, it's protecting, just kind of like using vinyl, like a Cricut or a Silhouette. It's very similar, except these are reusable, which is fantastic, right? Okay. It's on there very well. I want to use the blue because I want to use these together and I want them to match. I want them to be coordinated. So I'm just going to push the blue through the letters, right? Through the silk screen parts of the letters. No bubbles. You want to avoid bubbles on your transfer. You want to avoid any wrinkles because that would lead to a little bit of bleed through. And you just want to push this through. You can see how very little paste you need to do something like this, these words. You push it all through. I smooth it all out, get all of the excess back into my pot because I can reuse that for a different project. And then we're going to pull this up and see how easily it pulls up because I used the surface wax. So gorgeous, you guys. It's so beautiful. It gets me pretty excited, as you can tell. Oh, check it out. Check it out. Check it out. I'll get you guys a nice picture. It's really hard because the camera is up above the work table. So me putting these like this, it doesn't help you at all to see how they stand up on their own, but you get a really good view of them from there. And I don't know if I can get you a little bit of that shimmer, get you the shimmer shot in the light there. Okay, you guys, if you want to shop any of these products, I'm going to give you a quick link for some of these products. Not for these, because I didn't use these today, but I'll do a quick link with the 2 shimmers, with the hearts, with this transfer, so that when you click on it, it's going to fill your cart with those things. You can take out the things you don't want. You can add the things that you do. It's just a quick way, if you're really excited about this particular project, for you to grab this project from my Chalk site. I thank you for being here. Please make sure that you say hello. I would love to know who you are, where you're coming in from. It's good to meet you here from the Comfy Nest at Grace. Take care.